Yo, 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 what's up, fam? It's your boy Inko back again with another fire story. Today, I got something special for y'all. This story gonna teach you some real life wisdom, you feel me? Alright, so grab your snacks, get comfortable, and let me tell you about this dude named Rafi. Trust me, this story is dope. Let's get into it. The story begins. So check it out. There was this young man named Rafi. He lived in a small village, nothing fancy, just a regular little town, the kind of place where everybody knows everybody, small houses, dirt roads, and not much going on. But Rafi was different from the other people in his village. He had this fire inside him, this hunger for something more, you feel me? Every single night, this guy would look up at the stars and dream big. He'd be thinking, one day I'm gonna do something great. I'm gonna change my life. I'm gonna make my family proud. And you know what? I respect that, because dreaming is the first step, right? You gotta see it in your mind before you can make it real. So one morning, boom, idea. Rafi wakes up and gets this idea, a brilliant idea. He wants to start a small business. His plan? Grow vegetables and sell them at the town market. Now, this might not sound like a big deal to some of y'all, but for Rafi, this was everything. This was his chance to do something different, to build something with his own hands, to create his own future. Rafi was so excited about this, man. He was ready to change his life. His eyes were shining, his heart was pumping. He couldn't sleep that night because he was thinking about all the possibilities. He was already imagining his garden full of tomatoes, carrots, lettuce, cucumbers. He was thinking about the customers at the market, counting the money he would make, planning how he would grow his business bigger and bigger. Man, when you got a dream like that, it feels amazing, right? You feel like nothing can stop you. Now here's where things get interesting, fam, and this is where a lot of people mess up, including me, by the way. I've made this mistake too. Rafi was so hyped, so excited, so pumped up about his idea that he told everybody, and I mean everybody. I'm talking about his friends, his neighbors, his cousins, even random people at the tea shop. Like literally everybody in the village knew about Rafi's plan. He would walk down the street like, guess what? I'm starting a business. I'ma grow vegetables. I'm gonna be successful. He told his mom, his dad, his uncles, his aunts. He told the shop owner. He told the guy who sells bread. He told people he barely even knew. Why? Because when you're excited about something, you want to share it, right? You want people to be happy for you. You want them to support you. You want them to say, that's dope. I'm proud of you. At first, people were cool with it. They smiled and said, wow, that's a good idea, Rafi. Good luck with that. Some people even pat him on the back and said, yeah, man, go for it. But then, then things started to change, fam. After a few days, the haters started coming out. You know how it is, fam. There's always gonna be haters. Always. Doesn't matter what you're trying to do. Somebody gonna try to bring you down. One man said, Rafi, you don't have money. How will you start a business? You broke, bro. Ouch, that hurts, right? Another dude was like, it's too hard. You will fail, bro. Everybody who tries this kind of thing fails. You're not special. And somebody else said, you should get a normal job like everyone else. Why are you trying to be different? Just go work in the factory like your father. Damn, all these negative words started hitting Rafi hard, one after another, like arrows, Each comment was like an arrow hitting his confidence, his motivation, his dreams. He began to feel sad. He started doubting himself. Their words made him think, maybe they're right. Maybe I don't have what it takes. Maybe I'm just being stupid. Maybe I should just give up and get a normal job. You see what happened there? The negative energy from other people started to poison his mind. He thought, maybe they are right. Maybe I can't do it. So you know what happened? He stopped working on his plan. Just gave up, just like that. He threw his notebook with all his plans in the trash. He didn't buy any seeds. He didn't prepare the land. He did nothing. Months passed. 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, and Rafi did nothing. Zero, nada, zilch. He just quit, man. He went back to his regular, boring life, waking up, eating, sitting around, doing nothing special. All that fire, all that passion, all that excitement, gone. And the worst part, the people who discouraged him, they forgot all about it. They moved on with their lives. They weren't even thinking about Rafi anymore. But Rafi, he was stuck. He was depressed. He felt like a failure even though he never even tried. Sad, right? Weeks passed, then months. Rafi kept working, kept learning, kept improving. He learned from his mistakes. When some plants died, he figured out why and did better next time. When pests attacked his garden, he found natural ways to protect the plants. When the weather was bad, he adapted. Nobody knew. Nobody cared. Nobody was watching. And that was perfect because there were no haters to discourage him, no negative comments to make him doubt, no friends laughing at him, just him and his work. After about 4 months, check this out, his garden was full of green, fresh, beautiful vegetables. Big red tomatoes, fresh green lettuce, orange carrots, long cucumbers. Everything looked amazing. It was like a little paradise. Rafi looked at his garden and almost cried with happiness. He did it. He actually did it. Now it was time for the next step, the market. Early one Saturday morning, Rafi harvested his vegetables, put them in baskets, and took them to the town market to sell. He set up a small table, arranged his vegetables nicely, and waited for customers. At first, people walked by without noticing, but then a woman stopped. She looked at the vegetables. She picked up a tomato. "Wow, these look so fresh. How much?" Rafi told her the price. She bought the tomato, then she bought lettuce, then carrots. Other people noticed. They came over. They saw how fresh and beautiful the vegetables looked. They started buying. Within 2 hours, Rafi sold everything, every single vegetable. His baskets were empty, his pockets were full of money. He couldn't believe it. His first day at the market and he sold out completely. The victory. Over the next few weeks, Rafi kept going to the market every Saturday, and every Saturday he sold all his vegetables. People started recognizing him. They started waiting for him. "Oh, they're the vegetable guy. His stuff is always so fresh." Word spread. More customers came. Rafi started making good money, real money. And then, oh man, this is the best part. People in his village started noticing. They started asking questions. One day, Rafi was walking through the village and some of the same people who had discouraged him months ago came up to him. "Yo, Rafi, we heard you selling vegetables at the market. Is that true?" Now people were surprised. They were shocked. "When did you start this? How did you do this? We didn't even know you were working on this business." Even the guy who said you don't have money was confused. "Rafi, bro, I thought you gave up on that business idea." All these people who had laughed at him, who had told him he would fail, who had discouraged him, they were all standing there with their mouths open, confused and surprised. And Rafi? Rafi just smiled, a calm, confident smile. And he said something legendary, something so cold, so savage, so perfect. He said, "While you were talking, I was working." Mic drop moment. You wish you could have seen their faces, bro. They didn't know what to say. They just stood there like, damn, he got us. That line was straight fire. He basically told them, y'all was busy running your mouths, giving opinions, discouraging me, laughing at me, and I was busy running my business, making it happen, proving you wrong. Savage, absolutely savage. After that day, those same people started respecting Rafi. Some of them even apologized. They were like, "Yo, man, I'm sorry for what I said before. You really did it." And Rafi didn't hold grudges. He just kept working, kept growing his business, kept succeeding. Within a year, his small vegetable garden had grown into a real business. He was supplying vegetables to multiple markets. He hired 2 people to help him. He was making more money than most people in his village. All because he learned one simple lesson: work in silence. The deep lesson. All right, fam, so what's the big lesson here? What did Rafi learn? What should we learn? From that experience, Rafi understood something powerful, something important, something that changed his whole life. He said, work hard in silence and let your success make the noise. Let me break this down for you because this is deep. The story teaches us several major things. Lesson number 1, don't tell everyone your plans. Listen to me carefully on this one. Some people don't want you to win. I know that sounds harsh, but it's true. Not everyone who smiles at you wants to see you succeed. Some people are comfortable with you being at their level, and when you try to rise up, they get uncomfortable. They get jealous. They get scared that you might actually make it while they're still stuck. So what do? They try to kill your dreams before you even start. They plant seeds of doubt in your mind. They make you question yourself. They make you feel stupid for even trying. That's why you got to keep your plans secret. Keep it quiet. Keep it between you and God. Don't give haters the opportunity to discourage you. Lesson number 2, talking drains your energy. This one is psychological, fam. When you talk about your plans, your brain thinks you already did something. It releases dopamine, the feel-good chemical. You feel accomplished just from talking about it. But you didn't actually do anything. You just talked. So you waste your motivation, your energy, your fire on words instead of using that energy to actually work. That's why Kareem said, when you talk too much about your plans, you lose your energy. It's real, it's science. Save your energy for the work, not for the talk. Lesson number 3, silence protects your dreams. When you work in silence, there's no pressure, there's no judgment from others, there's no expectations from others. It's just you and your goal. You can make mistakes in private, you can learn, you can fail and try again without everyone watching and commenting. Silence gives you the freedom to figure things out at your own pace. Lesson number 4, let your results speak louder than your words. This is my favorite one. Don't promise, don't brag, don't announce, just work. And when you succeed, when you actually achieve your goal, your success gonna speak for itself. That's way more powerful than any words. Actions speak louder than words, baby. Think about it. What's more impressive? Someone who says they're gonna start a business and never does, or someone who quietly builds a business and then shows up one day with a thriving company? The second one, right? Always the second one. Results are louder than promises. Success is louder than announcements. Your achievements speak volumes that words never can.
Real talk, fam. This story hits close to home for me. It really does. How many times have you told people about your goals and they just laughed, or said you can't do it, or tried to discourage you? Maybe you said, I want to lose weight, and someone said, you always say that and you never do it. Maybe you said, I want to learn a new skill, and someone said, you're too old for that. Maybe you said, I want to start a business, and someone said, you don't have what it takes. It happens to all of us. Every single person who's ever tried to do something different has faced this. But you know what separates the winners from the losers? The successful people from the dreamers? Winners learn to work in silence. They learn to ignore the noise and just focus on the grind. They stop announcing their goals to everyone. They stop seeking approval from people who don't matter. They stop letting other people's opinions control their actions. They just wake up every day and put in the work, quietly, consistently, relentlessly. And then one day, boom, they show up with results and everybody's shocked. When did this happen? How did you do this? That's the power of working in silence, fam. So my advice to you, and I'm serious about this, stop announcing, start doing. Stop promising, start proving. Be like Rafi 2.0, not Rafi 1.0. Be like Kareem, humble, quiet, but working hard every single day. Remember these powerful truths. While they talking, you working. While they laughing, you building. While they sleeping, you grinding. While they doubting, you believing. And when you succeed, when you finally achieve that goal, they gonna be the first ones asking, how did you do it? What's your secret? That's when you smile, just like Rafi did, and you say, I just worked in silence. Your turn. Before I go, I want to know, have you ever experienced this? Have people ever tried to kill your dreams? Drop a comment below and tell me your story. I read all the comments for real. And if you're working on something right now in silence, if you got a goal that nobody knows about, drop a comment with the shh emoji. Let's support each other. Let's build together. Maybe you learning a new language. Maybe you working on your health. Maybe you building a business. Maybe you developing a skill. Whatever it is, keep it quiet and keep working. Remember these lines. These are the most powerful lines from today's story. Write them down, screenshot them, remember them. Dream big. Never stop dreaming. Work in silence. Keep your plan secret. Don't give up. Persistence beats talent. Let success make the noise. Results over promises. While you were talking, I was working. The ultimate comeback. These lines are powerful. They're not just words, they're a philosophy, a way of life. 100. Use them, live by them, let them guide you. Closing. All right, my people, that's it for today's story time. I hope you got some serious motivation from Rafi's story. I hope you learned the lesson. I hope you understand now why working in silence is so powerful. Remember the main lesson. Work hard in silence and let your success make the noise. Stop telling everyone your plans. Stop seeking approval. Stop letting haters discourage you. Just wake up every day and do the work, quietly, consistently, relentlessly. And one day, trust me on this, one day you're gonna show up with results that shock everybody. And that feeling of proving people wrong without saying a word, that feeling is unmatched. If you enjoyed this story, smash that like button. Seriously, hit it right now. Subscribe to Inco English channel if you haven't already. We got more fire stories coming. And hit that notification bell so you don't miss the next one. Keep grinding, keep learning, keep working in silence, and most importantly, keep it quiet until you make it. This is your boy Inco signing off. Remember, less talk, more action. Peace.